Hello, everybody, and welcome on back to another brand new video. And also, by the way, guys, so before we do start the video, I want to tell you guys something is that, well, since I'm gonna probably be doing another collection video, since you guys might be waiting for another Ultimate Custom Night stream coming in, well, just so you guys want to know and pretty much know is that, well, here's the good thing is that we're about to do an Xbox thing, which means we're about to do another collection, but with the Xbox. I've only talked about like doing the Wii, Amiibos and other stuff like that, like pretty much in the playlist. So basically, and again, I've actually recently talked about it like most of the time. If you guys have checked out some of the videos on my playlist, then I recommend you checking on the collections. By the way, because well, I just have lots and loads of games that are a pretty bit better. And if some of the new games were mentioned, and sometimes well then, don't worry. I will definitely currently actually will explain probably if some of you guys didn't see some of that. So, anyways, basically before we even start with the video, is I want to be showing you guys something I have on my case, which means I'll be showing you guys the ones I do have now, the ones that is in the disc and the ones that probably isn't, in my Xbox right now. So, anyway, first off, let's start off with the first game that I have is right here that I'm going to show you is Shadow of War, which is pretty much Middle Earth Shadow of War. So basically, the reason why I do have that game is basically classic and the best game I ever played. One reason, in fact, why do I even play the game? Well, basically, I'm pretty good playing the game, honestly, because well, you're supposed to fight orgs exactly, or pretty much whatever to fight them. Because well, currently I actually really think I have to say the game is pretty bit amazing. So yeah, whenever I felt free to enjoy that game actually really inspired the game was pretty well done. Got like lots of loads of levels, like defeating multiple bosses, like double bosses, free bosses, or anything that is a versus. Which definitely had to go like from a lot of side missions to absolutely be winning the entire thing against them. Which currently, again, that there has been some story modes into them, like a lot of solving, and a few much more on the game. So that's how I have to say Middle Earth Shadow of War was pretty a bit of a good game. So that's definitely why it was a bit of a good game. So anyways, here's the next game that I want to show you. So the next game that is right about here, and also, hold on. So basically, that you guys are pretty much seeing the two other games I was showing you guys right there. So first off, tell you guys about the one on the left. So the one on the left I have is the Call of Duty of Infinite Warfare Legacy. The reason why I do have both of those other games exactly, which is pretty much the modern and the infinite one. Well, the modern on the Xbox, I don't quite know. I think it has to allow you to get something that be passed in, which no, I'm not clearly going to be saying it since we already tried it like a couple of times exactly because I just don't even know how it's going to probably work for that one. And also about like the infinite one, that infinite one is a pretty good game, even though if it's a bit futuristic or futurist technology, then I think that was pretty bit of a fine game with the Infinite Warfare, which is pretty bit alright with the Call of Duty there because both of those games are pretty good. And now on the right, I'm going to show you guys right there that I did show you on the right was Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. The reason why I even have that game is still amazing. It's amazing. I actually played as the zombies, and so love kicking the plants' butts a lot hard. Even again, I learned a lot of good techniques and a lot of other attack moves with the zombies exactly because hey, I'm more of a zombie fan and more of a villain zombie side, which more likely means that I pretty much recently would rather be on the zombie side currently over than the plants exactly. So I think that's how I would explain that. And if you guys actually do play the game still, well, go ahead and continue playing it because I would love to see how that takes. Because sometimes I have to say it's been a while. Sometimes when I say it's a while or been a while, then yeah, sometimes I've been getting onto the lack of being busy and stuff. Even though I do like playing offline or slash online, I mean, those are still kind of a bit better since I actually do have to say that clearly. So yeah. Anyway, and also the reason there was another game I want to show you, even though if it's not there, hold on, I'm going to show you is this. So you guys do see this, right? It means that's not in its case. It means I put a game in the Xbox console. So the reason I think it was just the only I think it's just the Ed edition. Sorry, I'm just losing my words a bit right now. So ah. So anyway, about the game I want to show you about is that, the game I actually, was going to say was that the game I actually did put in the Xbox right now is actually Fortnite. So, yeah, the reason sometimes I do want to actually kind of actually not make too many harsh ways about Fortnite, but so about Fortnite exactly, I actually was playing sometimes of Fortnite, but hey, it still kind of works offline. Whenever I have to say it says hallelujah, hallelujah, hello, hello, hallelujah, because I have to say it was pretty bit easy. Actually, I mean, don't get me wrong about that. It was very simply easy. Want to know why it was simply easy about that? The reason why simply it was very easy on offline of Fortnite, well, if I actually had to say clearly and more likely standardly, is that yes, it actually really worked. I mean, the online thing, I think the online with Fortnite still works there too, but the offline really absolutely made it pretty good. It really actually did very good to say is not gonna lie at the least, but it still pretty much worked the entire thing. Like you can still put people in parties while you still invite them in games. It still kind of works for me how that worked for me to see how that worked. So it did. I mean, it really did. So yeah, no joke, guys. I mean, just no joke. It really did. So, anyways, about the other game I also wanted to show you was about like the NBA 2K19, by the way, which is definitely like the basketball. Which yes, again, I did explain about my favorite team is the Trailblazers because, well, one, why was it always my favorite? Because I have to say that they were very bit of a good team. Because I had to say that I was actually liking that team because it had like some good meaning and a lot of other things about the team because it represents the basketball team of any other basketball team that was ever represented. And also, another game I also want to show you, by the way, that I got the next game was called Plants vs. Zombies GW2, which is known as Garden Warfare 2, actually. So, the reason why I did have that other game too, by the way, which is the Garden Warfare 2, is basically the reason I'm going to talk about it now is that, well, why do I got the game? Because basically, in the matter of fact, that, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is a very good game, which was a very bit of a basic good game. Which I have to say that sometimes, whatever I sometimes want to be actually like putting like some good effort and some time to be waiting or not waiting, it's because sometimes I actually sometimes don't want to get things too bit fast, or people would be confused to say is, huh, I thought you were supposed to start level 1, which I mean sometimes people can take me for that reason, for that criticism. If sometimes, again, if I feel like wanting to do things that is a little bit simply on a different contrary, which I mean, not to screw anybody else out, but just trying to say what I'm just trying to say is natural. So before I did said that already, so yeah, even though if I'm on the different level on the game, then just so you know is that it's not my fault. I mean, it could have been very different on putting like some new folders or whatever, like new folders to the game, but just so you know, it's not my idea. It's just not my idea. Now, anyways, for what the next thing is the next thing is let me look at it. So the only next thing that is probably next is so far let me just take a look right now. So the only thing that is probably next by now is, yep, the next thing that is yeah, hold on a minute. I gotta pretty much be muting the TV for a second, so hold on a second. Even though I'm just trying to go looking for it, so hold on. So anyway, what's the very next one? Oh yeah, that's right. So the only thing that's the next one, honestly, is well, here's currently the next game that I absolutely want to be showing you guys. So the only next thing that is Mortal Kombat 11, which no, we're not going to be showing that on recording. No, I mean I'm only trying to say in fairly and fairly that I'm just trying to say that. Well, I'm just trying to say that is that I just want to keep things just natural the way it is, like any other game that is just familiar to be all right with. So yeah, anyways, about Mortal Kombat 11, well, I'm not going to tell you any detail because that kind of will actually spoil it everything because well, I'm only just going to take my wild guesses because well, I just don't want to bring out too many spoiler alerts, which would be saying something a lot more irrelevantly out of the question. So I'm just going to take the wild guess anyway, since I'm going to say is that the game of Mortal Kombat 11 is a very great game because I'm just saying it's a very great game, very great game. So yeah, I think that's what that pretty much is. So yeah, I have to say that the game is pretty good. So currently, that yeah, the game is pretty good. And also, as for the next one that I'm going to be telling you is what's the next one? I got the next one is Batman Arkham Knight. Ooh, yeah, some Batman. So the reason why I got that game of Batman, well, just kind of be honest with that one too, is that the Batman game is just amazing. So let me tell you what my best part of it is. So the only thing I'm gonna say about the Batman games, I really especially just love the Batman games. It's just very, very dark and then mysteriously indeed every time. Because well, about that, it was just very mysterious. And also pretty much it's a very good game. Batman Arkham Knight for the Xbox, totally a great game. And as for the next one is Overwatch. So anyway, basically why do I have an Overwatch game? Well, let me tell you about Overwatch. Well, no, I've not completely played the first time about Overwatch, but I've been really thinking about it real hard about it, but I've not even got to used to do Overwatch exactly. I'm more kind of a Team Fortress 2 fan exactly than in the Overwatch, which I'm not going to take the criticizes of that because well, currently I just more likely would just say Team Fortress 2 is over better than Overwatch. So, yeah. And basically, if I did have my first experience about Overwatch, I pretty much would know the game a bit more because, well, to me, in fact, I know I've not even played the game yet. So that's a big oof. But whatever. So the next thing I got here, by the way, is DC Supervillains, Lego DC Supervillains. And also basically why do I love that there too about the villains? Let's go. I mean, hands down. Why would I say that I would love that game? The game of that I have to say about Lego DC Supervillains because for once in one is because it's the very good game. I'd say it's a pretty bit of a natural perfect game that I would ever say because I honestly would say I love to play as one of the villains exactly. Because, bro, the villains are just very rad. Because, I'd say that, that the villains are pretty way amazing and pretty bit better. To even take on Batman for once, an example, that I'd say that I would love seeing how that actually takes on an action. But, that would be amazingly heck. I mean, even though, like I said, that I've not been a Batman fan, I've always been a Joker fan, which I actually did actually reply that already. So yeah, pretty much though. Anyway, so the next one is Plants vs Zombies Neighbor for Neighborville. Well, let me tell you that. Let me tell you that, folks. Is that well? Here's this. So that game, by the way, is a very great game. Not gonna lie, but it was still a very great game. Very great game. And guys, let me tell you what the next one is. So what the next one is that I got next is the Finance of Phrase Core Collection. Like 1 through 5 to sister location. So the reason do I even have that game? Yo, the game I love brings me back good relevant brings me good relevant memories because all I have to say in the Steam version, man, I have to say on the Xbox, that I'd say it's just so cool. Like, I mean, thanks to Scott, by the way, I have to say that I really do actually appreciate Scott for absolutely getting that game to be probably in there, for the core collection, because the core collection is just super good. Like, the one FNAF game from like the first game all the way to Sister Location is just a very natural masterpiece. The same masterpiece that took on with Steam, but it was a very bit different complex, by the PC or just with the Xbox. Don't get me wrong. It does have with the PS4 or even Nintendo Switch before. It really actually did. So, anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say from that one. And if you guys are actually a bit curious about that one, well, go ahead and try to get it on GameStop or anything that you can probably get. The one I'm talking about, the core collection of Final Fantasy Freddy's. But yeah, you can definitely be playing through like the first game all the way through the very end of the fifth game. So probably. And here's the next game that's going to be right now, I'm going to tell you guys about. The next thing I got is Mortal Kombat X. So basically, like I said from the beginning of number 11, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm only just making a wild guess because basically in the fact that I did said that I'm not even going to record it, which no, again, that we're not going to get to that same route. Nuh-uh. I mean, nuh-uh. I mean, we already are just trying to actually for what the next game was that, after I was done with Mortal Kombat 4, we were definitely going to be heading for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance at the moment. So, if you guys actually do and don't know, is that I'm trying to follow the story so that way I don't actually jump out for a few other things. Because, well, I'm not a jump outer. I'm the one that just stays in the line and the track. That's it. So, yeah, that's all I have to say at this point. But anyway, let me make my wild guess about Mortal Kombat X. Well, it's the very most perfect game I ever seen or played. So basically, about Mortal Kombat X, it was just a very basic and natural game I ever seen. Even though it just brings out lots of good things coming around from that game. So yeah, that's all I just have to say is to make the guess. But if you guys do know what I mean about making the guess, it actually means that you just have to make the guess, but haven't been really shown it on screen. So just on the recording screen. So basically, that's just kind of it that I'm actually making my thoughts about it. Now, anyways, here's our last game. The very last game. So here's the last game. The last game that we are finally about to now talk and mention is that we're going to be talking about is that, well, here it is. And I mean, here it is that we're going to be talking about it. So, what the next game that I'm wanting to tell you guys is the next game is that I'll say is Bendy the Ink Machine, Bendy the Ink Machine on the Xbox. So let me tell you about the Bendy the Ink Machine. No, I have not actually gotten to play that game yet. So no, I've not gotten to play with it. Even though I went on a few other explorers, by the way, to see if there's any puzzles to be solved. But some of them were kind of actually a bit hard to suddenly figure the riddle, which was a very bit differently. And also about Bending the Ink Machine. Man, isn't that a very impressive game? So I gotta say, I have to say about word about the Bendy and the Ink Machine game. Man, didn't that had to take like a new age about it. So basically, about Bendy and the Ink Machine, my God, I couldn't believe I was finally getting that on the Xbox, even though I did had it on Steam for a while. But yeah, I had to say that it was not there anymore exactly because, well, it currently was a bit on a troubleshoot that I was trying to actually let it stay for a while, or even try to actually figure about a few buttons that I couldn't figure out to actually keep Bending Ink Machine only on the PC, or just probably just kind of save it for a little bit later, so that way I could just actually just have the Xbox version of the Bending Ink Machine game for a while. So that's exactly why I was telling you guys that. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say about the Xbox for now, and I hope that you guys did enjoy the video. And if you guys actually do love enjoying that, by the way, then I hope you guys are actually in the worth that you guys enjoyed it. So if you guys want to be checking out my Xbox, if you guys want to be checking out my collection playlist, by the way, well then go ahead and check that out, by the way. And also, yes, it was the very last one I want to be showing you guys about. It's just only about the Xbox collection, and that's kind of actually simply that is it. So anyway, yeah. So this video actually took like a bit of a long video, almost to 21, but 20 minutes. But anyway, especially again, is I hope that you all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And yep, this is going to just be a longer video that I was just telling you guys fully about the games I have now on my Xbox. Sure, I may get like a few new other games, just only coming somewhere onto the Xbox at this point. Maybe that be a little bit towards the Christmas, but who really knows? I mean, it's just who really knows by now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe, and the bell to be notified. If you want to see more new videos like these, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and the bell to be notified. It really helps out on the channel, and it really does. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys once more. And again, that I'm the new best friend toad ever. I will see you guys for the very next video. Bye bye, everyone. Signing out.